what is shaping up to be one of the deadliest wildfire seasons in California's history. The Palisades fire, which erupted just a couple of days ago, has already carved a path of destruction. Now, fueled by hurricane force Santa Ana winds, the inferno ignited and within just 24 hours scorched over 17,000 acres. Entire neighborhoods have been reduced to ashes, forcing families to flee with little more than the clothes on their backs. The U.S. National Weather Service has warned that strong winds and lingering dry weather are expected to worsen firefighting efforts in Los Angeles and Ventura counties. Firefighters are now racing against the time as dangerously dry Santa Ana winds reaching speeds of 50 to 70 miles per hour return to the region. These winds combined with extremely dry vegetation could fuel the rapid spread of existing and new wildfires. The devastation is staggering. At least 24 lives have been lost so far, with over 8,500 firefighters. Now, addressing recovery efforts, President Biden said California fire recovery will cost tens of billions of dollars.
Firefighters raced over the weekend to contain 2 Los Angeles wildfires that burned for a 6th straight day on Sunday. The inferno has been fanned over the course of the week by what are known as the Santa Ana winds, which reached hurricane strength earlier in the week. They eased some on Sunday, allowing firefighters to make headway in containing the blaze. But high winds were expected to return, and Los Angeles County Fire Chief Anthony Maroney warned that the threat was not over.
Elevated critical fire weather conditions will continue through Wednesday. Please rest assured that your County of Los Angeles Fire Department will be prepared. These winds, combined with low humidities and low fuel moistures, will keep the fire threat in all of Los Angeles County very high.
California Governor Gavin Newsom said the fires could be the most devastating natural disaster in U.S. history, quote, in terms of just the costs associated with it. He said at least 24 people have died, and with many more missing, the death toll is expected to rise. The combined fires have destroyed thousands of homes and forced 100,000 people to evacuate. Some of the evacuated took up shelter at this FEMA assistance room in West Hollywood on Sunday. They included Zuzana Coda from Topanga, west of the city.
We're absolutely terrified. We've left everything behind. We have no insurance. As far as we know, our landlord says our house is still standing in Topanga, but nobody's letting residents in. And we're very concerned about the next few days with the Santa Ana winds kicking up.
Over the past week, many relief efforts have popped up across the region, including this massive donation center in Arcadia, a city close to the Eaton fire. 6-year-old Oliver Lee and his father were among the thousands of volunteers that showed up to help sort through mountains of donations and hand out supplies.
The worst part about the fire was my dad's school is getting burned down. Kids cannot go to school. Kids and grown-ups are homeless. They don't have anywhere to live.
Private forecaster AccuWeather has estimated the damage and economic loss at $135 to $150 billion. Newsom on Sunday signed an executive order to help expedite the monumental rebuilding effort ahead. It will temporarily suspend environmental regulations for destroyed homes and businesses.
First, I want to share an update on where things stand now, as we know. 1, over the past few weeks, state and local and federal firefighters were able to prevent the largest fires from moving into new areas. In other words, they've been able to contain the fires. 14% containment in the Pacific Palisades that's how much has been contained. 33% in the fire in Pasadena, 95% in Sylmar, and the fire in Ventura has been 100% contained. And that's progress. And, although the federal government is going to cover 100% of the cost for the next 180 days for things like firefighter overtime pay, debris removal, temporary shelters, it's going to cost tens of billions of dollars to get Los Angeles back to where it was. So we're going to need Congress to step up to provide funding to get this done. and we're going to get that done, God willing.
Also, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass warned that wind speeds could approach hurricane force levels. Resources from across the county, state, and even overseas have been mobilized to combat the crisis.
As we've mentioned, the National Weather Service is predicting close to hurricane force level winds, and so we're making urgent preparations. My top priority and the priority of everyone else is to do everything we can to protect lives. As these winds approach, LA City firefighters and firefighters from across the county, state, and nation, and even overseas, are in a proactive and strategic posture to save lives. Firefighting resources from LAFD and fire departments from all over are positioned in strategic holding locations. DWP is deploying water tankers to augment water supply for firefighters.
Meanwhile, Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman announced charges against 9 individuals for looting and burglary during the fires.
Today we're here to announce that the promise that we made when we started this, that these criminals would be arrested, they would be prosecuted, and they will be maximally punished, is a promise we are keeping. As we announced today, the charges being filed on 10 different individuals, 9 of them for looting in both the Palisades and the Eden fires, and 1 for arson. And arson, by the way, not connected with the origination of the major fires, but an arson that occurred in Azusa. The first set of charges are against 3 individuals, Martrell Peoples, Damari Bell, and Travin Coleman. What 2 of these individuals did is on the night of both January 8th and the early morning hours of January 9th, they went ahead and committed first-degree residential burglary and looting during an emergency and evacuation situation in a house in Mandeville Canyon. They have been charged with first-degree residential burglary. They've been charged with looting. They've been charged with grand theft. They stole over $200,000, as been alleged by the charging documents.
And as survivors begin to rebuild, Southern California Edison faces allegations that its electrical equipment sparked the Eaton fire, devastating Pasadena and destroying homes and businesses.